everybody, MDpolo here at Range USA in Carmel, Indiana. And today we've got a head-to-head between the Sig Sauer P226 Mark 25, of course in 9mm, and the HK USP-9, also in 9mm. This is not by any means a scientific comparison. It's just me, an average gun guy that loves bringing you the guns to the channel. I'm just gonna see how I shoot them and which one do I like best. It's getting a little noisy here, so I'm gonna shoot both, show you the targets, and then just go straight to the tabletop. Turn you around. P226 Mark 25.
You don't have a little game with your
Darn it. Oh, what a flinch. Good. Empty. The HK USP-9 LEM, the V7. Target on the left is the SIG P226. Target on your right is the HK USP. What do you guys think? HK on your right, SIG on your left. Now let's go to the table. And we're back from the range with the HK USP-9, the V7 LEM version, law enforcement modification, and with the Sig Sauer P226 Mark 25. Two absolute tanks, legends in the gun industry, in the militaries, police departments, you name it, perhaps the two most tested pistols ever made. We're going to go head to head, and this is just a comparison from my point of view, my way of shooting. Just a regular gun guy, just nothing special, just a regular guy that loves guns and loves to bring them to you through this channel. Speaking of the channel, I want to say thank you to the subscribers that have been with me for a long time. Some of you have been there since the very beginning, and I just want to say thank you for your support, for being there. YouTube tells me that about 90% of the viewers are not subscribed. So one way you can help me is just click that subscribe button and the notification bell if you like what I'm doing here, if you like the type of firearm that I display. I don't push Patreon or anything like that, so you can help me by hitting the notification and the subscribe buttons. So what we're going to do here is just a head-to-head, compare all the specs. I am going to geek out on you a little bit on the specs because it is a comparison. And then I'm going to tell you which one I like best and why. After that, I'd love to read your comments, like I said, and see what your thoughts are on these two iconic firearms that are both chambered in 9mm. Now, barrel lengths, let's start there. With the HK, you got a barrel length of 4 1/4 with 4.4 on the Sig Sauer. The overall length on the HK is going to be 7.68 inches and 7.7 on the Sig. Height is going to be 5.35 inches on the HK and 5.5 inches on the Sig Sauer. Looking at the width of each one of the pistols, the HK being on your right, the width is going to be 1.26 inches on the HK and 1.5 inches on the Sig Sauer. So very, very similar along the way. Now here's one aspect where there is a big difference, and that's going to be the weight. Here you've got a metal frame, here you've got a polymer frame. So the HK unloaded with a mag is going to be 27.2 ounces. The HK is going to be 34 ounces. 27.2, 34. So that's a big difference. They're both unloaded and they're both been safety checked. The mag for that one is right here. And as you can see, it's a metal mag, 15 rounds, and these have the saltwater treatment, the nitride. And the HK is also 15 rounds, and you have the HK polymer mags. With HK, you get 2 of these in the case. With Sig Sauer, you get 3 of the metal mags. Like I mentioned, you got a polymer frame on the HK with steel inserts, and on the Sig Sauer, you got a hard anodized aluminum frame. Slide material on the HK is going to be the nitrocarburized hostile environment finish that they're famous for. And on the Sig Sauer, you're going to have a nitron stainless steel slide with nitron finished. Trigger systems, at least with these two that you have in front of you, HK, you have, I think, 11 different variants that you can have. The trigger systems here on the LEM, you can either have it in double action like this, or you can have it in LEM. And the LEM, when the slide cycles, now you've got a very, very smooth trigger that is a smooth 5 pounds. And the thing about the LEM is that every single trigger pull is going to be the same. You get here, you hit the wall, and then you reset. It's going to be right there. It's not very short. You can make adjustments to that. You can install a short reset trigger, but from the factory, that's what it is. Okay? So you got the LEM trigger in this. And looking at the SIG, you can go double action, single action, and another difference, at least between these two versions, is you don't have a decocker on that because you don't need it with the LEM. With a SIG, you got your decocker right here. No safety, just the decocker. All right, so you got from the double action here on the trigger pull, the double action is going to be very stiff. This one measures at 10 pounds. But then your reset is right there. It's a lot more audible and tactile than the HK. You're at the wall right there, and off it goes. Now, if you want to, you can put the gray guns or the short reset trigger in here, and the reset is just absolutely insane. So looking at the controls, like I said, you got your decocker here. You have your slide stop right here. You got your takedown lever, and you got your mag release that is single-sided. You got polymer grips. You do have a pick rail, a 1913 rail with 3 slots. Going into towards the HK, you got your polymer grip, your polymer lower. You've got your slide stop, which is the size of a surfboard. It's not ambi. Neither one of these are ambi. But there's no missing this slide stop right here. And that's really it. You got your HK mag release right here, the paddle. So that is ambi for that. And you can also change these. See that pin right there? You can pop that pin out and you can change them for the ones that are a little bit longer that fit the P30. It'll go right in. It's very easy to change. And now you've got a little bit longer paddle if that's what you want. But they did a really good texture. The texture goes way high. Also, the texture does a good job on the P226, but I like the texture on the HK better. The straps, the checkering in the front, you get lines, just horizontal lines here, when here you actually get grippy texture that is mirrored in the back. Okay, so for me, the texture on the HK is much better than on the Sig Sauer. We talked about internal controls. We talked about magazine capacity, 15+1 on both of them. You get 2 mags, you get 3 mags. We talked about the rail. That's one of the downsides for me on the HK is they still have the HK proprietary rail, excuse me. And why they haven't upgraded that or modernized that, I have no idea. But there's an accessory you can purchase that clips here, and it gives you a little bit lower 1913 rail, and then you can be up to date and put all your accessories. But right off the bat, that's a win for the Sig Sauer. Talking about MSRPs between the two of them, there's really not much between them, as in many things between this comparison. The Sig Sauer is going to come in at 1,200 jelly beans, and the HK is going to come in at 1,100. So you got about $100 between the two of them. So it's really what you want. The sights they're both 3 dot from the factory, and the Sig Sauer, the Sig Light tritium night sights, which some people don't like that, that sight picture. I do. My eyes work well with the Sig Sauer sights. And HK normally comes with just a regular white 3 dot sights, or the way you saw it in the previous video that I did a couple weeks ago, it had factory night sights from HK. But those were subsequently replaced by the Trigicon HDs, and I really like that sight picture much better. But that's just something post-purchase. So category winners, what do I think? My final thoughts. And again, this is just me. So for weight and carry, the USP takes it by a long shot. This gun is a lot more comfortable for me to carry than the P226. Trigger and consistency, the way the triggers feel, I'm going to give it to SIG, especially if you're able to put in the short reset trigger. But the way they sit here, I'm telling you, I've been trying and trying and trying. I like the LEM trigger, but I'm just not comfortable with it yet. I love the way it feels dry firing and just playing with it, but out on the range and actually firing, I'm not quite there yet, but haven't given up on it as of now. Durability, proven military use, that's a coin toss, I guess. Perhaps you could give it to the 226 because of their the deployment with the Navy SEALs and militaries around the world, but this one cannot be far behind. So that one is a coin toss, 50-50, whichever one you think. Maintenance and parts, I'm going to go on a limb on that one and say that the SIG is going to have more aftermarket support, at least here in the US, perhaps in Europe as well, than the HK. Please let me know if you think otherwise. In price and value, they're about the same. So that's how close these are. But for me, the way they sit right now with the LEM trigger versus the regular trigger, I'm going to give it to the P226. It's got a proven military pedigree. It's got a smoother trigger system for me. It's got better aftermarket support, I think. But if you want a lighter carry pistol, the HK, you can't go wrong with either one. This is an absolutely fantastic firearm. And aesthetics, if you want to throw that in there, I like the HK. I like the way the HK looks better than I do the Mark 25. But what are your thoughts on them? Actually, this video is being a lot shorter than I thought it would be. I thought this was going to go about half hour. Anyway, that's what I've got for you today. Two fantastic pistols, HK and Sig Sauer. Let me know what your thoughts are. I'd love to read the comment section. And I want to thank you so much for stopping by. And please remember that I upload videos every Friday morning and Wednesday mornings also when I can. My videos upload to Rumble, and I'm posting on Instagram and X. Once again, thank you so much for stopping by. And until the next time, God bless.